I guess I'm really glad that it's cold outside and someone needs to warm up, or else my sales would have been pretty bad last week. Welcome in everyone. I'm Angie Resells, and every Monday I like to share with you what I sold for the prior week. And it's not great, y'all. It's not great. So my sales are down from the week before. It's been a rough couple weeks for me. I have not been listing as much as I should, but it is pretty slow for me right now. Now, luckily I do sell some things on Facebook Marketplace, and I have a live auction that I do every single Saturday. So it does make up for sales for me, but on eBay specifically, my sales are still pretty low. To give you an idea, I like to sell at least $2,000 a week, and really my goal is $2,500. I am not even close right now. But that's okay. The benefit of being debt-free, which I worked really hard to be debt-free with the exception of my mortgage, is that my expenses are pretty low, thank goodness. Now, on weeks like this, there's not a whole lot of extra, but that's okay because we just keep it tight and we're good to go. I don't want to be doing anything else. So let me show you where we stand for the week, and I'll tell you at the end why being cold saved my week. Sales this week were $1,516.17. Now you know that is the gross number. If you look right here, eBay took $79 for taxes, and then my selling costs are $540. As always, the selling costs include not only shipping and eBay fees, but also my promoted fees. You see that number is 35%, and that's pretty normal. That's actually a little bit low, I think. So that means my net, what I brought home, was $896.83. Luckily this week I didn't do very much sourcing at all, so my expenses going out were super low, so I can deal with those numbers. What is the most telling is that this week I only sold 54 items. Youch, that's low. On a slow week, I normally sell about 70 items, and then on a good week, it's 80 plus. So for it to be only 54 items, things are pretty slow out there, folks. That's okay. We're gonna keep on keeping on, and that just means Angie gotta work a little harder. So let's see some of the things that did sell for me so you can get an idea of things that are moving. The first item that sold was this little Powerpuff Girl. This was like a little flat plush. She was almost like a bath sponge. I'm telling you, I don't know what she is, but she only sold for $9.86. But I think I have 25 cents into her. For a better plush, I did sell this one, which is a vintage Gund. His mouth is closed. He is from 1988. Now I did have him listed for $44, and someone made me a $30 offer, and I jumped on that, y'all. Now one thing I wanted to tell you is don't get emotionally attached to your items. They're things, guys. If someone is willing to give you a decent offer, you should really consider it. Now I'm not saying take all lowball offers, but if someone gives you a good offer on something higher priced and you paid very little for it, you never know when the next offer is going to come in, if ever. If someone gives you advice that you should not take a high dollar offer because it's less than the imaginary number you put on it, that's probably bad advice. Now, something that's significantly lower than the going rate, that's different, but on these one-off items, man, take the money. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins. It was just 2 panels, vintage, really vibrant panels from the 60s or early 70s. They did sell for $22.45. I picked this up also at the bins. It's just an Amazon microphone, just the basics. It doesn't sell for a whole lot, so I was happy that it sold for $17.95. It did go first class. I will say that I think it only sells for right about $28 brand new from Amazon. These are just these tiny little carpet squares, but they're actually coasters. I sold those for the full price of $17.95. Merrell's, always great shoes to sell. Every time I pick them up, they sell pretty quickly. Now, I don't try to overprice them. These did sell for $20.66. But these sandals, I didn't think these were actually very special when I saw them. They're a brand called Banji, maybe? I don't know. But European size. So usually I like to look up things that have the European sizing. This was size 38. And I was right. They were pretty good. They did sell for $29.97. I did sell two makeups that I picked up at the Ross 49-cent sale, and they were both 49 cents. This was a Fenty Beauty, which is Rihanna's makeup. It was a lipstick. It did sell for $10.75, but then this one was much better. It's a Lorac lip gloss. Goddess. And it sold for the $17.95 as well. When I do makeup, I typically do free shipping on those because the market seems to all offer free shipping. I don't do a lot of health and beauty and makeup anymore because of all the problems I've had with eBay, but that is one of the few times that I actually utilize free shipping. I did pick up these football gloves from an Amazon return store for $1, probably a couple months ago, but they did finally sell for full price $21.55. And last week I paid $14 for this wireless Xbox controller. I knew it wasn't going to be like a score. What I normally go for is like 10 times my money, but I knew that I could turn that $14 into $40 really quickly, so I went ahead and picked it up anyways. Even though my margins weren't nearly as good, it was still decent profit for a very quick flip. Next, I want to show you some of the clothes that I flipped this week. Just run through them really quickly to show you some of the brands that I'm picking up and the prices that I'm selling them for. I do sell a lot of clothes. This is not all of them, but just to give you an idea. Surprisingly, this thing sold. I actually thought nobody would buy this because it is cut off like above the boobs. Above the boobs, y'all. But it sold like in 2 days for $14.36. And I know my numbers are weird, but I always run a 10% sale. So I start them higher than I expect to get because I automatically am going to be running that 10% sale. So sometimes the numbers I put end up being a weird number like this, $14.36. Then these are some of the normal things that I sell on a regular basis. This is a Lily Pulitzer little short dress, sold for $22.45. I love J. Jill in general, but if you can find their linen items, they sell really quickly. This one sold for $17.05. This was a little Angie romper. It was very pretty, like a natural color. Rather than try to take our mannequin apart to put a romper on it, a lot of times if we have something with shorts like this, we'll just go ahead and flat lay it, and then we'll hang it up as well so people can see it. But it just seems to give a better picture than trying to just hang it up. They can actually see what it looks like a little better. This one is a JCrew. Usually the JCrew wool items sell better, but I listed this time of year when everyone's getting ready for the weather to break, and so getting a wool career dress, I was happy to get rid of it. This sold on 40% off for $14.97. And then a little Torrid polka dot tank top. This one sold for $15.25. Now I will tell you that most of those clothes I did pick up from anywhere from 25 cents to $1. I pick up clothes like super cheap most of the times. So my profit is great on all those items. So I'll take offers. I don't mind taking offers, and I like to flip clothes as quickly as I can. This item though was from the Ross 49-cent sale. It's New York Laundry. It's a tunic top. I actually have 3 of these. Sold 2 of them already for $20.66, and I did pay, I think, $1.99 for these shirts. This was my daughter's Vans hoodie. She was gonna donate this to Goodwill. I was like, hush your mouth. What do I do for a living? I put it on, and a few days later it sold for the full price of $19.76. I did sell another Magellan jacket. This one sold for $22.45, and I'm happy about that because it was a size small. Smalls are harder to get rid of than if it was a bigger size, but I was happy to get $22.45 for it. I did sell this Harley Davidson shirt that I picked up at the bins for super cheap. It sold for $29.66 plus shipping. And then I did sell a couple t-shirts this week, 2 lower price ones. One was this Hatsune Miku anime crop t-shirt for $14.36, and then a Sailor Moon one for $13.45. Anytime you can find the anime stuff, they do sell really well. But the real winner for t-shirts this week was this one right here, an Ariel Disney Parks t-shirt. It was brand new with tags. It is actually probably 15 years old. My mom picked this up and it sold within a day for $38.66. Sometimes I pick things up just because they humor me, and sold 2 books to one buyer. One is You Are Now Less Dumb and the other one is You Are Not So Smart, Why You Have Too Many Friends on Facebook. I thought that was pretty funny. They both sold together for about $12. So I picked this up last summer in an estate sale on their last day when everything was $1. There's a part coming up I'll show you next that also was $1. I had bought a bunch of other collectibles and things and went back specifically for this day, and this was in there. It was kind of a little tricky to find a box for this because it was a little odd shaped. But I did sell it for the full price of $44.95. Here is the part that sold. I picked this up for $1. It is the battery charger, and I say it comes with the battery, but it's untested. So I was just throwing in the battery. They got both parts, and I said it was dirty, because it was. You could see there, it was dirty, and I said be aware that it was in a workshop and it was dirty and needs to be cleaned. And it sold for $22.45. I picked this part up, which it looks like it's a bitty part, but it was actually a part about this big. I picked it up at the Where Ya Been Amazon return store, and I paid $1 for this part. It took about 3 months to sell, but it finally sold for $67.45. And then thank goodness someone was freezing and needed to have a space heater, or else my sales would have been under $1,500 for the week. I sold this Dr. Infrared space heater that I picked up for $14 at my Bins store, and it sold for $134.96. Now I did say free shipping, but it shipped for $14 because it wasn't going that far. So I still made super great profit on this, and whew, I was sweating. Get the little pun there? Sweating. Whether or not I was going to make decent sales. And this one came on Saturday and I was super happy it did. And then you guys know I like to end with my smallest sale of the week because every sale matters. And my lowest sale of the week was this Epson Ink. Guys, it sold for $4. But it was just one little ink. I had picked it up free with other stuff that I bought in a lot, gosh, last summer maybe, and somebody offered me $4 and I was like, sold, my friend, you can have it. Thank you, Mother Nature, for having a little cold spell that somebody was like, really, I should look on eBay for a space heater for my space because otherwise I would have had a really bad week. It's okay. The key is consistency. So I need to make sure that I am listing consistently every single day. And so like I said, I do have my Saturday auction where I make extra money. I sell great things at a discount to my friends on YouTube. So if you've never checked that out, you should come on by. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you about today is that it is almost tax season, guys. Have you started getting your paperwork organized and ready? Do you know your numbers? If you don't, now is the time to do that. If you are not ready, your numbers are a mess, you don't know what you're doing, you might want to give My Reseller Genie a try. It's an accounting software program that's made by resellers for resellers. It's specifically to help you in your reselling business. You can use the code AngieResells, all caps, to get 15% off your first month. And the great thing is you can actually pull all of your sales from last year for eBay into the program, so you can actually get your numbers together really quickly right now. If you have any questions about that, let me know for sure. Okay, I do have a tax video coming up for all those people who are freaking out about their taxes. It'll be out this week. I am behind. I was supposed to have it out last week, but it will be out this week, I promise. Now you need to make me a promise that you're going to be consistent this week with your reselling business. If you even list 3 a day, that's fine. Just make sure you list them every single day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.